got news. It's very big. You'd never believe about Becky and her family. That it's so huge that you're going to have to subscribe to our YouTube channel to find out. Tell me, oh, thoughtful one.
Yes.
What processing has brought you here today?
Well, my homework this month for Emerge discipleship program that I'm doing, my homework was to write a declaration about, I was going to say a declaration of independence. Somebody already wrote that.
It's a good one, too. I don't think we need to replace that. But
declaration about identity or freedom, I did it correctly. I've never done my homework correctly, so I'm like, this is a problem. Can't turn this in. I mean, I can turn this in, but this is inadequate.
You always did your homework correctly until recently.
I did.
Doing your homework incorrectly is like a new phenomenon.
Program.
It's suddenly okay to do things.
The directions aren't super clear.
And
that's
well,
kind of
that's the point.
Apparently, a lot of people turn in the homework that's like, here's how I feel about the homework.
People are realizing they're not here to pass a grade.
Exactly. But because we're having fun with the chicken tattoo idea,
Wait, are you publicly announcing that we're getting a tattoo?
I am not getting a chicken tattoo. But I was like, this is way more fun than my actual homework would be to do if I were to get a tattoo, what imagery and symbolism do I want it to contain? Because then it's like super declaration-y. It's like I'm declaring it.
I am printing my declaration of identity on my skin.
So I did order some fake tattoos that are coming in the mail today. Here's the problem that I realized. Is that 3 months ago, our homework assignment was to do a creative thing about our identity, a song or a poem or art. We had this assignment 3 months ago, and I did it wrong. And now I'm doing it correctly. But that's okay. So, you ready for the world's most epic sleeve?
Sleeve? It's a whole sleeve?
It's just all the symbolism that I would want.
Oh, okay. So everything you would want to tattoo on your arm.
You want to take a wild guess? What would be the first thing that I would put on there?
Chicken? A sunflower, a butterfly.
Yes, good. So butterfly.
We're talking a lot about different things.
I know, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's guessable within 3.
A clue. So butterfly.
You're such a good children's book author.
I am. So butterfly is a symbol of hope, transformation, and freedom. No longer a caterpillar on the ground, but coming alive, flying, raising above the circumstances or obstacles. I feel like I've had a lot of seasons where I feel like I'm coming alive, and then somehow I don't fully come alive. I'm back in the cocoon hiding. And in September, Emerge launched weekend. I was like, this is what it actually feels like to come alive and feel free. And it felt amazing, and I would like to stay that way. So butterfly. And then the other symbolism that I would want would be for our kids. Our witty, winsome Chloe Aradhana, who lights up the room and makes us laugh. Chloe means new growth, and Aradhana is Hindi for worship. So I have the music symbol.
Oh, yeah, the cleft. Yeah, the thing in a music sheet, it's the first thing you see, an announcement at the beginning of the music sheet.
So anyway, I wanted vines with the music symbol mixed into it because vines, to me, is what I always think of with new growth and then worship.
Plants. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a sprig.
Exactly.
It literally represents a new earth.
Right, and then you said if it means if a cleft is it begins, and it's definitely new growth. So thank you. Thank you for adding to that. I also asked Google its opinions on the symbolism. And Google says, the wrapping and winding nature of vines represents progress, promise, strength, endurance, survival, partnership, and friendship. And vines which bear fruit represent big harvest, the fruit of one's hard work, vision, and determination. Nice.
Pretty accurate.
Yep. So then the next thing would be a sunflower. But I specifically like the sunrise sunflower that I saw that's like half a sunflower. So I've decided if you were going to put the chickens, you could have a sunrise sunflower over a hill. And then we get some chicken silhouettes walking into the sunrise. It's not going to happen. There are no chickens in this. Sorry. So anyway, sunrise sunflower represents a new day, waking up, coming alive, warmth, restoration, resurrection, to radiate happiness, and to look on the bright side of things. The sun is a necessary element in creation and development of all living things. And did you know that sunflowers grown in group represent loyalty, or symbolize loyalty? And I am an Enneagram 6, and that is my essence word.
You embody
fiercely
loyalty.
Fiercely loyal to a fault. And I wrote a whole long thing about sunflowers, but basically in my journey of finding myself and discovering my own thoughts, opinions, I realized that sunflowers are my favorite flower and have been present throughout my life. Like my high school senior photos are in a field of sunflowers. At my wedding shower, I was given a bouquet of wildflowers. Dwayne gave me Lego flowers, so I got sunflowers for Mother's Day, and that's my favorite Lego flower is sunflowers. And a friend gave me a sunflower head full of seeds to feed my chickens. And Ariasha said, Let me get this straight. Your friend grew sunflowers and she gave you a dead one? Yes. And now we have many more sunflowers, so there's probably symbolism in that. And when I went to buy the butterfly headband, I somehow ended up with like 5 chicken headbands. But my favorite has chickens and sunflowers.
Chickens do love sunflower seeds.
They do. It's great.
They're quite happy.
So you can feel like the sunflowers and the chickens are connected. Okay, other symbolism for our feisty little Aryasha Justice, who's a fierce little overcomer. Arya means melody or breath, and then Asha is Hindi for hope or Swahili for life. So Aryasha, the name that we created, means melody of hope or breath of life. Music notes for melody of hope. And Google says the feelings of energy and hope for a bright future. Apparently, music notes can also symbolize stop wasting time and go out and play. And then the other things I thought of is wind for breath of life. That's the other thing her name means. And wind symbolizes rebirth, purity, freedom, passion, motivation, and power and strength. And the wind is the element which connects all elements together. It is invisible, but its presence can be felt. And then winds of change suggests wind has the power to make changes around itself. And to some, wind represents change and uncertainty. But for sailors, it means life because they depend on the power of the wind to move across the seas.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That is cool.
I think I showed you this flower that I saw that Sarah drew. And the petals look like flames. And so a fire flower is what I call it. So that symbolizes justice, passion, change, knowledge, a person who's determined to reach their goals, knows what they want, and will not settle for less. I've got butterflies and flowers, which are all cute and stuff, but according to Google, flames is a cautionary sign that you are in the presence of a badass who has a strong will and a fire burning inside. And then the other thing is waves, because waves represent passion, emotion, and power, and one's inner strength, or a difficult time that you've overcome. It's the natural forces that move or challenge us. It's a reminder to keep moving forward no matter what life throws your ways. And then calm waves represent peace or serenity, and arching waves represent how even with all the strength in the world, water can still manage to work its way free.
You know what I think? I think we should rewatch Avatar. Earth. Wind, fire, water. I mean, you're talking about all the elements.
I don't have earth.
Well, no, you talked about Chloe and her new sprig and vines. That's
There
very
we go.
earth.
Some
We have
sort of-
touched the elements of life.
But the thing with waves is that when I was pregnant with Aryasha and she was diagnosed, the doctors were concerned about whether or not she'd be able to breathe, and we're like, well, her name means breath of life, so she'll be fine. But I had like a reoccurring dream where it's like a tsunami wave is coming, and I can see it coming, and I'm trying to like get away or something. And then I would wake up, and instead of being scared, I would wake up in like peace and calmness and hear the song, It's Your Love, Wave After Wave, washing over me. Which is a song called You Make Me Brave. So that was my theme song for pregnancy and stuff. Yeah, so that is all that I thought of thus far. But people have pointed out, your kids get their feisty sassiness, like they get that from you. So I feel like even though I'm thinking about my kids, it's also like who I
They're
am.
little mirrors.
Yeah.
You're standing and you're looking at
that
a
is-
representation of yourself emitted in a new form.
So when my tattoos come in the mail, we can figure out how to do a sleeve. And then if they call me up there and they're like, hey, Becky, can you do a presentation on your thing? I can be like, hey, does this count?
Oh, wow. Oh, it's
weird.
already there.
Oh, what do you know? I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. How did that happen?
I don't know.
It's definitely not real because you're bright red. It's,
No, it's real.
well, it's a real...
It's real.
Really?
I'm shaking. Yeah, so that's real. It actually didn't hurt that much.
So
I'm
was it too
shaking
much?
now. Welcome to my adrenaline.
Well, she's like shocked.
I'm
Tell-
shocked.
You're
Oh my
shocked.
goodness! After I wrote all of that, it was like, well, goodness, it feels like I should just get a whole sleeve with all. Why
Wow.
am I trying to pack it
So
all
did
in
I-
one little butterfly?
Did you just have your whole meeting getting a tattoo, or did you just
I didn't have a meeting, but I did tell Wendy I'd give her a dozen eggs if she stopped by and take pictures.
Oh, nice.
So I
So you
have
got some
pictures.
photos
Yep.
to shock your husband. 'Cause
Yep.
I never thought you'd do this again after whining about how much a
Yeah.
15-minute
This
tattoo.
was the most painful 15 minutes of my life. It's directly on the bone. Yeah, I was tempted to ask her to touch up this one while I was there, and then I was like, don't touch that. That hurts too much.
You know what's even more surprising?
Mm-hmm.
Because I never thought my mom would do this. My mom got a tattoo before you.
Yeah.
But I never thought you would
I never thought I would
catch
either.
up with her.
No, I was definitely never. I mean, other than the wedding ring.
Just
I
give it a
always wear wedding
month.
ring.
You're going to be like, I got another idea.
I know. I mean, that didn't hurt that much, so you never know.
Can I complain? I've been wanting to get more and not allowed to
I
for
know, and
12
I knew
years.
as soon as I was like, see, what happened was a merge launch weekend happened, and I felt like I came alive, and I was like, this is why people get tattoos. I need to either get baptized or get a tattoo right now. And I decided I should not rush into tattoos. So I got baptized.
Wait, you've been thinking about that since you got baptized?
No.
Because you've only been talking about tattoos for a week.
No, we've been working on this since the Merge launch weekend, Sarah.
You and Sarah?
Yes.
Wow.
See, I couldn't do my creative presentation because I didn't have the art skills to do it. I had to pay somebody else to do my homework. And this is why I started talking about getting fake tattoos to go with the book and stuff, because I'm like, I don't know how many times I almost accidentally said something.
How long ago?
September, October, November, December, January, 4 months ago. I mean, I've rescheduled it multiple times. So most recently was right before Christmas. So then like 2 weeks ago we were test driving cars and I started figuring out like I cannot test drive cars because I'm getting my tattoo. And also Allison's leaving the country tomorrow, so today was like the last day for her to see it or something.
That makes
I don't know
makes
why
sense
that
that you
mattered,
want her to see it.
but
No, that matters
I could have just
a lot.
postponed it for another 2 months
Oh.
because that's what I've been doing. And also she told me to listen to Hind's Feet in High Places, which is an allegory about pain and suffering.
Yeah, well, that involves a little bit of pain.
Well, I was like, oh, well, I get my tattoo. I can listen to that. Lovely. Thank you. So I went over to Sarah's house today, and she's like, oh, yeah, I've been listening to the audiobook. So we just listened to it together while she did my tattoo.
Wow.
Yep. So there it is.
I'm shocked. Did she tell you what essential oils to put on that?
No, but I did buy some tattoo stuff. Also, yarrow apparently is good.
Yeah.
My friend who
Beautiful.
gave me the chickens
Yes.
and gave me the sunflower also gave me a salve of yarrow. Also the one who invited me to the church that did this coaching program that has led to the tattoos. So she's still a good bad influence.
You needed that. Well, I'd say you stepping into this coaching program has definitely brought you to a new aliveness. Like,
Yes.
it's not that you weren't
And then-
alive before, but you have broken into strides of truly becoming your own
Yes.
person of your own identity with deep understanding.
Your wild wife.
Your wild wife.
Who's generally pretty
She's finally
cautious
a
and boring.
wildflower. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have a tattoo.
I do.
I got a really funny email from Becky last week. She was asking me something about her assignment, and then she mentioned that she had written a couple rebellious versions. And so I was like, ooh, I think I might be more interested in the rebellious version than the actual version. So I'm not sure which version she's sharing tonight, but I do want to tell you the way that she creatively captured it is a first and a merge for a hot topic, and so I'm really excited for you guys to see it.
I used to be a people-pleasing perfectionist because I don't like getting in trouble and I don't like making people mad at me. So I usually follow the rules and do my homework correctly until a merge happened. Starting on launch weekend, I thought I was doing my assignment correctly, but I actually made it harder and more vulnerable than it needed to be. It was really good for me, but I also felt like I really came alive on launch weekend, and I was like, this is amazing, like this is what it feels like to finally be a butterfly and get out of the cocoon and fly. So I was like, this is why people in the merge get tattoos. It all makes sense. And then when I was baptized, Mitch was praying for me and he said like marked and sealed and permanent. So I'm like, okay, see, obviously I need a tattoo. So I did my homework correctly this time, and then I was like, I can't be doing it correctly. So I did the rebellious version, which is if I got a tattoo, what would I put on it? And then I made the symbolism into declaration statements. Then I asked her like, does this count as mine? So yeah. We've been working on this for 5 months, and I kept it a secret from my husband. So, yeah, that's hard to do, but he approves. Okay, so butterfly, because I like butterflies. I am being transformed. I'm no longer a caterpillar on the ground. I'm not hiding in the cocoon anymore. I'm discovering the joy and freedom in flying. In my journey of inner healing and discovering myself, I'm forming my own thoughts and opinions, and I discovered that sunflowers are my favorite flower. So we have a sunrise sunflower. It's like half a sunflower. Represents it's a new day. I'm waking up. I'm coming alive. I look to the sun and follow him. God is bringing warmth, resurrection, and restoration, and I'm learning to look on the bright side of things. And then we have a little flower that I think the petals look like flames, so I call it a fire flower. Apparently in tattoos, if you have flames, that is a cautionary sign that you're in the presence of a badass who has a strong will and fire burning inside. So my cute little fire flower is warning you. And I actually Googled, is there such a thing as is a fire flower, and there's actually a fire poppy, which is a rare golden flower that only blooms after a forest fire has gone through and cleared out all the underbrush so it has space to grow. And then my daughter Chloe, her name means new growth, and her middle name Aradhana means worship. So I have the cleft in a vine mixed together, and vines represent that God keeps his promises, that I am making progress, that I've endured hardships, but I'm strong, and I will reap a harvest, the fruit of my hard work, vision, and determination. And there's also an arrow mixed in there, just a bonus, that Sarah did my tattoo, and said, sometimes setbacks set you up to be launched. An arrow also represents that God has given me direction and purpose, that God protects me, and he gives me the courage to face fears with confidence. And then for my little daughter, Aryasha, Arya means melody or breath, and then Asha is Hindi for hope, or in Swahili it means life. So her name means melody of hope or breath of life. And I actually created her name while I was recovering from an anaphylactic reaction and having a hard time breathing. I invented a name that means breath of life and didn't even realize it. So for the breath of life, we have wind, because God has breathed new life into me, and God, like the wind, is invisible, but his presence can be felt. Also, I have the strength and freedom to create the change that I want to see in and around me. And then we have a little music note for the melody of hope, that I have hope for a brighter future, and it's also okay to take time to go out and play. And then there's also waves, which represents that I have the strength to overcome difficult times and keep moving forward no matter what life throws my way. When I was pregnant with Aryasha, she had a concerning diagnosis, and the doctors were concerned she might not be able to breathe. Her name means breath of life, so we're like, she'll be fine. And she was fine. But I had a reoccurring dream of a tsunami wave about to wash over me like waves of fear. And then I would wake up with the song, You Make Me Brave, the line, it's your love, wave after wave, washing over me. And then I feel like there's a lion in there that we didn't plan on putting in there, but the wind looks like eyes and whiskers, so God reveals himself in all creation.